Hey, hey, hey. Well, good morning. Welcome to the Blue Gamer Bluecast Morning Show. I'm your host, Adam Blue, 30 plus your video game enthusiast industry analyst. And today for June 3rd, 2025, I'll run through the latest gaming news, what I've been playing, stuff like that. Morning, Ultronimus. Good to see you. So I feel like things in gaming are pretty slow, but I think it's on purpose because of the Switch 2 around the corner, which I'm probably not going to be grabbing one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like waiting for a midnight launch thing, and I'm going out of town that weekend, which would actually be the perfect time. Maybe, I don't know. Not really. I mean, I'm going to be bringing games with me, but that's not going to be the focus. Yeah, so I got my 3DS prepared with Gundam Battle 3D and my ROG Ally. I should have that modification finished this week because the last part I needed of the D-pad will be coming. So, hey, Breakman X, good to see you in the chat here too this morning. I hope you've been having a good one. But yeah, okay, so let's then jump into what I've been playing. And this is an interesting one. I talked about it yesterday. I think Front Mission Evolved. It's funny that I'm still feeling like whittling away at that, even though I've already beaten it on 360 like I was showing with the achievements. It's interesting playing this just because I'm a big fan of mech games, and that Gundam one just came out. It's interesting the backlash this game got when it came out, because playing it even today, it stands. It has good mech combat. It is a lot of fun. So yeah, right now they're doing the Front Mission remakes of the original turn-based Front Missions, which I would like to eventually spend my time with them. They're just I don't know, it was just hard to get in. But I do like that they made the third-person action version of that. And so I wish they would continue. It was interesting. I was even looking at the Steam database, and I think the max they had at a time were like 200 users playing, which seems low. But again, this was 2011. These games are bigger on like the 360, PS3. So, and then the Stellar Blade demo went through a bit more of that. And yeah, I mean, that's a game that I'm going to play through all the way. It has fun action. It's not like the best action game, but it has the things I want that keep me engaged, which is the dodge, the parry, levels, or upgrading your parry to do different things. I like that type of action. So, looking forward to, yeah, and I like that the demo carries over to the full release, which is soon, June 11th. So I'll probably spend, whatever time I have playing the rest of the demo. Even, yeah, I could play it on the ROG Ally. Well, I don't know that for sure, actually. I haven't tried it. But there's also the other option when I'm thinking of taking things on the go, especially with the ROG Ally, is the Steam streaming, as long as my computer is on. And I did that on the last trip we took, where I was wanting to do my dailies in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for both PC and PlayStation. And I remember remoting in on, it was a laptop, but what laptop did I have at that time that I was using? But I remoted in to Steam to do my dailies for GBO2 and then PS Remote app. It's kind of fun that you can have that option. Excuse me. Well, so as far as what I've been playing yesterday, I didn't really play too much, and when I did play some, it was Front Mission Evolved, a little bit of Stellar Blade. All right, let's move into some news. And again, there's not really too much news. I think we're all waiting for the Switch 2 to drop. But Tango Gameworks unveils new branding and confirms it's working on a new action game, which is interesting. So, because the background of this was Shinji Mikami left Tango Gameworks, which was the Microsoft studio. Microsoft was really just paying to have Shinji Mikami. That's how that stuff works. And so when he left, Tango Gameworks then was kind of let go, but reorganized under Crafton, and they've got a new logo. So, something that comes from this is there must be some sort of DNA or something with Tango Gameworks as a studio. I don't know anyone else other than, Shinji Mikami who was there, but what if there are a group of these talented developers that have ideas, things going on, and that's why you're seeing this, even without their main guy, but the company kind of staying together, even with other publishers paying. I find that very fascinating. Let's see. Excuse me for the coughing. If you remember, I had a little allergy thing yesterday, and it's today too. Luckily, it's just allergies though, and not a cold or anything. Let's see. Focused on what it feels like to make a game, our vision is centered on a studio that acts like a creative workshop, making games and experiences that emphasize that handmade feel we put into our work. Okay, yeah. Formed by Shinji Mikami in 2010, they made The Evil Within, The Evil Within 2, which were both good games. Ghostwire Tokyo, never played through it much, but it seems like it'd be cool. Before launching Hi-Fi Rush in 2023. And so it could be that there is a meat to the development team outside of Shinji Mikami that has a lot of experience that could help make, because all these games are made well at the end of the day. I just didn't know what they would be doing, or if people are really looking for that, as long as they're keeping the budget down. Let's see. Yeah, it's interesting. I just reading this, I'm thinking of Ghostwire Tokyo. This very interesting time when Ghostwire Tokyo came out, because it was either right before or right when I came back from my meditation in 2022, the week-long meditation. Yeah, anyway, I'm just reminiscing for no reason. Yeah, so interested to see what comes from that. I don't know. Okay, finally, I'm a huge James Bond fan, so it's cool that IO Interactive's Bond game is called 007 First Light, with a reveal set this week. The game will likely appear during Summer Games Fest. So here is the initial reveal. Looks cool. First Light doesn't sound like a James Bond title, but we'll see. Okay, while it hasn't been clarified when the game will be revealed, the most likely contender is the Summer Games Fest showcase on Friday, June 6th. Hey, Jim Killix, good to see you. According to IO, the game's reveal will give a world premiere look at 007 First Light, featuring never-before-seen footage and start a new era for James Bond in video games. Previously known as Project 007, with a CGI trailer back in 2020. I mean, that's so long that they've worked on this. And it could be good, but I almost feel like that could be a bad thing, because that means huge budget. The game won't lean on previous Bond movies or actors, and that IO instead intends to build a James Bond universe from scratch, which I like that idea a lot. In an interview last October, Abrak said players wouldn't have to wait much longer for more information, telling IGN that the game's production was going amazingly well. Okay, well, that's not too much information, but I'm looking forward to it. And I don't know what to expect from a James Bond. And it's really hard to really understand what to expect from IP games nowadays anyway. Like that Indiana Jones game that came out. That was pretty good, but it was not enough to really keep me going. but I could see how it was kind of made for a specific. Well, I should pull back. They did a good job making it like very mainstream appeal. For Indiana Jones, it's kind of like a yeah, walking simulator in a way. There's a little bit of action in the James Bond game, but it's pretty simple. But if you're a huge James Bond fan, James Bond, I'm sorry, Indiana Jones. If you're a huge Indiana Jones fan, which Indiana Jones and James Bond teaming up to do something would be awesome. But anyway, if you're a huge Indiana Jones fan, that game works. So I'm wondering with this James Bond game, do they lean into that narrative, high production, pulled back gameplay, or is this going to be more in line with what they do with Hitman, which I hope it is, where it is really all about the gameplay. Every moment, and because it's being made by IO Interactive, I'm assuming and hoping it is going to be like Hitman, which is very similar to Sniper Elite, where you get these open zones where you have all these options of what to do. I could just see with James Bond walking in, like in a casino, and then you play some poker, but you're trying to get information without, that could be fun. So let's see. Yeah, that's about it. In if we talk about previous James Bond games, GoldenEye, obviously on N64, kind of started that whole thing. But it's very interesting because shortly after that, you had Eurocom do The World Is Not Enough. Oh, wait, there was a Tomorrow Never Dies game, but The World Is Not Enough. The World Is Not Enough was made to be kind of like because they leaned into the first person aspect of the GoldenEye games, and then they just never nailed it. And there's been times where I've played some of the James Bond games in the 2000s, and I'm actually thinking back to them now. There's like Bloodstone, and there was that other one. I'm a huge James Bond fan, but I even think those games never really did what they could have. So, I wouldn't be a spy game without some level of story to compel the spying. Gadgets, guns, and girls. That's true, actually, with a spy game. That reminds me, did you guys ever play Alpha Protocol? I didn't play that, but I watched some gameplay, and that seemed pretty interesting because it seemed to have a lot of action, but also was able to have some interesting narrative go on with the character. So, Charmus, Tomorrow Never Dies is better than The World Is Not Enough, is better than Die Another Day, than just a bunch of original James Bond games. I never played the Die Another Day game, unless you're just talking about the movie. It is kind of weird. Like, I feel like also, it was a good one. From Russia with Love with Sean Connery. That was a really good one, man. EA was nailing it. Okay, let's move on to some other news real quick. How to play Sonic Blitz on iOS and Android. So, what's Sonic Blitz? Because I was like, wait a minute, isn't there supposed to be a new Sonic game that was supposed to come out and they delayed it? Is this it? No, this is something different. This is made by the Angry Birds people. Yeah. And what it is it's a free-to-play card game. That's going to be on mobile. But I guess it's like you build... Oh, yeah. Okay. Expand and upgrade your collection of cards by opening new booster packs every day. The cards look and feel like real collectible cards. So it's always like opening a real booster pack. Okay. Build your team of 12 cards from all corners of the Sonic universe. Every character plays differently with their own special ability, and some can even be combined into powerful combo cards. This sounds pretty neat for being a mobile game and a card game, but I guess because it's sort of this card game, that mechanic, I guess I'm taking it less seriously. You know what this... Okay, so you know what this reminds me of that's a lot of fun is Marvel cards, on mobile. That's pretty fun, and that's what this looks like exactly. It looks like they're just making another one of those, but that could be fun. I'm looking forward to this. It's not out yet. Apparently, you can play it if you search around. I think it even says you how to play. Let's see. It hasn't confirmed when it's coming out yet. Okay, well, Insider Gaming is good at that. And they're like, hey, how do you play it? Well, when it comes out, you can. I'm looking forward to this. A Sonic card game? I'd play that. No, not saying it's better, just giving you a release order. Oh, yeah. Well, I think, but GoldenEye, I think what they did was they made GoldenEye and then, but I want to say Tomorrow Never Dies was then just on PlayStation or something. And then Eurocom made The World Is Not Enough, and I think it was on both Nintendo and PlayStation at the time. I don't know. And then there was the Agent Under Fire. There was, I tell you, it was a cool time, but there's a lot left on the table. As far as news, there's no other news. So I'm probably just gonna jump into a game. What game should I jump into? What game? Sorry, give me 1 second. Trying to see what I should load up. You know what? This one is not that interesting, but I want to show it off anyway. It's the King of Fighters 15. That I got. I think I got over the weekend. Been having a lot of fun with it. Devs from GoldenEye moved on to Perfect Dark. Oh yeah, Perfect Dark. Oh my gosh, was that so much fun? That time, being in high school when Perfect Dark was the thing, like on weekends, nights we would just hang out and play Perfect Dark. A lot of fun. All right. Okay. So we're just going to do story. All right. Settings complete. So I want to, yeah, that's right. I want to do a team. Yeah, I can usually own with this team. All right, so for King of Fighters 15, we've got, the 3D graphics. One of the best Fighter Select themes. You are absolutely correct. Oh my gosh, is that music good? And it keeps sticking in my head even afterwards. Anyway, this game is too good. I feel like the way it feels. Oh, you know what? I meant to use a different controller, but that's okay. Yeah, I think I can get away with it. Because this is the 4-face button, but I have my 6-face button, but I don't think I need that in this. Let me see.
Round 1. Ready? Go!
Oh. Okay, there we go. There's this little dodge that's nice, and I forgot if that was on a button or... All right. So, yeah, a couple things about this, too, is I think the graphics are really good for a 3D fighter that's 2D, historically 2D. But even, like, the backgrounds and everything, the music. Oh. Oh, he telegraphed that. Oh no! There we go.
Not looking good for player 2.
They captured the SNK style nicely. Yeah, it works so well. That it's interesting because even with this, you know, City of the Wolves just came out, and a lot of people are saying like this King of Fighters is just better than that. Okay. I guess it's so good for talking. And I'm about to win. I got 2 characters. But I still want to play City of the Wolves.
Stand your ground. Ready, go!
Oh. I was trying to. I sometimes forget, but there's some cool combos, especially with her, that you could do where it's like a launching kick, like a lunging kick, and then the twirling and all that.
Select order.
Okay, yeah, let me do different order.
Your next challenger is Team Art of Fighting.
Team Art of Fighting, that's cool. Because like in the 90s, there were all these video games. Like I guess by the time like you had the Sega CD or TurboGrafx, there's like all the different consoles that would have like Art of Fighting, King of Fighters, you know, whatever the other.
Round 1. Ready, go!
Sometimes it can be a little easy, but then sometimes it can be really hard.
Burn to fight. Ready, go!
Oh. Oh my god. Oh, my screen just went black. Okay, there we go. Alright.
Is this fight already over? Yuri, burn to fight. Ready, go!
Oh. Okay, these guys are being a little easy. Well, they killed me, so.
Going down without a fight.
But is it really just that last guy? I don't know.
Round 4. Ready, go!
Oh. Okay. All of a sudden, this guy's got energy. Wow. Yeah, that's what they need to lean into, just because they do have so many cool characters people like.
Select order. Your next challenger is Team KOF.
All right. That's weird. Yeah, my monitor keeps blinking out. All right, here we go.
Round 1. Ready? Go!
Man, I'm slow on that start. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I have my little... What? Oh.
KO! An exciting bout from round 1.
Yeah, sumo girl. Yeah, it's kind of...
Ready?
Her stance is kind of funny to realize. Oh. Oh, come on. Wow, she really blocked all of that.
Player 1 takes another round.
It's really hard to talk and play a fighting game at the same time.
Round 3.
Oh, she's tall.
Ready? Go!
Oh. Well, there we go. There we go.
They absolutely thrashed their opponent in that match. Winner!
世界が私の強さと美しさに釘付けね。
Yeah, you know, excuse me. There is something to gain out of if you take your time and like train, even just for fun. You will learn some stuff. I did that with, I want to say, I don't know if it was a first-person shooter. I forget what it was, where it's like I was better at a certain type of game because I took my time to learn certain things. Yeah.
Your next challenger is Team Samurai.
Team Samurai.
Have round 1. Ready? Go!
Okay. Oh. Oh my god. Oh, I didn't get to that.
And player 1 clinches the first round.
Yeah, I'd say I'm familiar with that character. It's a pretty big sword. Hal Maru, is that the name? Okay. Or that is one of the characters here.
Ready? Go!
Ooh. No. Always end with a fan.
Player 2.
ごめん遊ばせ
All right, we're getting close to the end here because I think after this is the last boss.
Now or
That's cool.
ready.
Oh, this dude. I didn't realize that was his name. All the years I've played Samurai Showdown. It isn't exactly roll off the tongue.
No mercy.
I'm not doing it right. There we go. I like Mai a lot, and it's the same with Athena, where they both have like acrobatic quarter circle combos. So it's like a flowing.
Select order.
Okay, no, we're not at the last boss yet. And I gotta go soon, so we'll try to knock this out.
Semifinals we go. Both teams are at the top of their
Yes, semifinals. So Darlie was a newly created character for the last released Samurai Showdown, hence her appearance on Team Samurai. And I never played that Samurai Showdown. I need to. Actually, I think I have it. Sumaguro reminds me of Inko from Rival Schools projects that she actually. Is Rival Schools in the new Capcom Fighting Collection?
This is done for. Nice.
Because I bought it the other day, but the code didn't work, and so they refunded me, and I gotta go buy it again. I keep thinking, unless they changed one of her moves in here, I haven't been able to pull it off yet.
An exciting bout from round 1.
Yeah, I wonder which collection that was.
Ready? Go.
Because I think not only is there the fighting game collection, but I think there's other collections that Capcom have with fighting games. Oh, there we go again. My monitor goes out. I think I know why. If a game isn't really I'll put it this way. Some games don't work well with G-Sync. And you have to shut it off. And it's actually easy to do. I can do it on my monitor. But those times, and I think I might have talked about it here, when I would try to stream a game and it would go black, it's like related to that. It's like refresh rate games have issues with, or sharing programs. Oh, ooh, like that combo. Oh yeah, I was using her the other day. The ice. Yeah, she was really fun to use. Okay, now I got to do my maximum, but that's not the one I wanted to do.
Showing their resilience here.
Rival Schools were 3D fighters. So I wonder, was one of those on the Dreamcast?
Go.
All right, there we go.
What a great fight! Mad respect to the winner! Winner!
Capcom Fighting Collection 2. Yeah, I can't wait to get that. Which I could have got it anytime, but, you know, I usually wait for a sale or... Okay, is there another team? Well, I gotta go. Let me... Back to this. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. That was a lot of fun. I'll be back tomorrow with some more. Yeah, news is light, but there's gonna be a lot of Switch stuff coming, so... All have a good one. We'll talk later.